Thank you. Before I open the hearing for the Barnstable Conservation Commission, I would like to ask John to do a roll call for the quorum purpose.
Schulich.
Aye.
Present, huh?
Oh, sorry. Yes, present.
Lee.
Present.
Sampu.
Present.
Abadili is present. Hearn and Tagney are unavailable today. Administrator Ed Hoos.
Here.
Staff member Kim Kavanaugh.
Present.
Agent Brady Hill.
Present.
And Agent Katie Pollard.
Present.
Full staff is here, and you do have a quorum, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Acting under the provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, and or Chapter 237 of the Code of Town of Barnstable, the Barnstable Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, July 15th, 2025 at 3 p.m. for the applications of Cheryl Gardner, Stephen F. Madden, Constantine Cochran Miller, Trustee Robert and Pamela Brindley. This hearing is being recorded and broadcast on the Town of Barnstable's Government's Access Channel. The plans and applications are on file and may be reviewed by scheduling appointments by sending email requests to @hoops at 230 South Street, Hyannis. In accordance with the Mass General Law, Chapter 38, Section 20, please let the chair know if anyone is recording this hearing. Hearing none, this afternoon's hearing agenda is posted on the town's website. On the agenda, next to each application is the amount owed to the Town of Barnstable for the cost of advertisement. Please send your checks to Conservation Division at 230 South Street before the hearing. Remote participations. The Conservation Commission's public hearing will be held by remote participation as a result of an act extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency signed by the governor on March 28, 2025, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. Remote public access to this hearing shall be provided in the following manner. 1. The hearing will be televised by Xfinity Channel 8 or High Definition Channel 1072. It may also be accessed via Town of Barnstable's Government's Access Channel. 2. The real-time public comment can be addressed to the Conservation Commission utilizing the Zoom link 823-2102-4084 or use the toll-free phone number 888-475-4499 as shown on the agenda. 3rd, the public can also email the comments to edwin.hoops@town.barnstable.ma.us at least 8 hours prior to the hearing. For your information, the applicant for the second NOI this afternoon, Robert and Pamela Brindley of 64 Bayview Road, Austinville, has requested for a continuance without testimony to August the 5th. The first item on the agenda this afternoon is a revised plan. Mark Landry and Nancy Allens. This is 494 Elliott Road, Centerville, Centerville. Arlene?
Good afternoon, Arlene Wilson, AM Wilson Associates here for Mr. Landry. Let me try and share my screen. There we go.
Yep.
So the Landrys have a permit from you people to build a rather long boardwalk across the salt marsh to a deck, which will be used for kayak launching. And we had originally designed this to have helical piles below grade and 6-inch diameter posts above grade for support. This is a graded surface because it's across the marsh and the fiberglass material is reasonably heavy. So it's apparently become rather expensive and difficult to get the stainless steel helical screws. And the owner has asked if we could get permission simply to use the 6-inch posts way down. There's no change in any of the location, length, width of this pier. And I'd be happy to answer questions.
Thank you, Arlene. Question from the Commissioner. John?
Arlene, based on your experience and knowledge, from an environmental point of view, impact on the marsh, is there significant difference between heliac and driving in a 6x6? I guess, and how would the 6x6 be driven into the marsh?
They'll probably start from the landward end and build this on the sections of pier as they're assembled. So there won't be any machinery sitting in the marsh itself. 6-inch post can go in with a small vibratory hammer. It shouldn't be any significant change in the impact to the marsh. There are no shellfish here at all.
Thank you.
Any other question from the commissioner? None? Could I have a motion to approve the revised plan, the proposed revised plan?
So moved.
Second,
Roll call.
Pashulek,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Sampu,
Aye.
Abadili, aye. It's unanimously approved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Arlene? We have two warning letters. Let me read both and then we can ask Brady to kind of explain this. The first one is Stacy Graves, 60 Powers Drive, Centerville, alteration of a buffer to a wetland resource area. Buffer Bums River by utilizing goats for invasive control without prior permitting. The second warning letter is for Alan Graceman and Harvey Kaufman, trustee, 60 Powers Drive, Centerville, alterations to a buffer to a wetland resource area, Bums River, by utilizing goats for invasive control without prior permitting. Brady?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We received a complaint through the OpenGov permitting portal. I believe it was June 25th or 26th of 2025. And I visited the trail that abuts this property and goes to the Bumps River to a pier there, and found an electric fence there. But what I didn't expect was there to be goats within that electric fence. And so I had written up a letter and was going to deliver it to the homeowner. And I came the next day, June 27th, and both the homeowner and the owner of the goatscaping business that was operating there, Ms. Greaves, they were both present and they showed me through the area. And I told them that this is still considered invasive management that requires a permit. And I asked them to remove the goats by the following Saturday. I think that was the 27th. And they were gone by Monday when I checked. And that's when I issued the warning letters as well. And I told them that future permitting would be required if they were going to do this again.
Thank you, Brady. Any questions from the commissioner, Brady? No?
Yes, hold it. Yes, I got a question.
Pete?
So yes, it would be my expectation, Brady, and you might know more about this than I do, that essentially control of Asiatic bittersweet and or poison ivy, which is not invasive, but we have allowed it in times past to be controlled within our jurisdiction. Sort of the least intrusive, again, I'll ask for your opinion, the most environmentally benign method is by herbivory from like goats. Do you have understanding of their impact on a buffer area?
I'm not sure. I haven't ever studied the impact of goats in a buffer, but I do know our project guidelines ask for a notice of intent for work within the 50 and RDA within the 100 for goats for invasive removal specifically. And I know this project was mostly for poison ivy and briar.
Yeah. Okay, so actually I'll even reach out to my fellow commissioners, even though we only have a total of 4 right here. Really, given my background, you all know that, pretty heavy in science, of all the sort of invasive treatments that we okay, it's probably my personal opinion that goats are the least problematic with respect to any kind of long-term harm to that vegetative buffer. Any comments from my fellow commissioners? And my question, I guess, arises, and notice of intent is likely to limit, because of the costs associated with that. Would we ever consider, I know it's not now, but would we ever consider something like goat care of invasive species as an RDA? Any comment from my fellow commissioners?
Pete, I'd react to that.
Yeah, John.
Tom, if it's okay. Pete, I don't have your background, obviously, but just on the years on the commission, I think you're absolutely correct. We've approved this in other locations as probably a kind of a best management practice almost. I know the one issue we have faced is controlling where they are so they don't go into other areas. But beyond that, my understanding is based on experience is the same as you just said.
And my understanding as well, because I owned a goat for a long time. He died, or she died this spring, but electric fences are very effective at control. And I think with this commercial company that is doing it, that I would feel fairly certain, or very, very confident that they would be controlling their goats and checking them regularly, because after all, they're just sort of rent a goat kind of situation. Thanks for the input, John.
Ed has his hand up too, Tom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Ed.
Hi, Tom. Just to again, I mean, I don't have any issues with goats. I think goats are a great management tool for invasives. I would be careful. Again, I don't have an issue with using the electric fence. The electric fence is a very effective means for controlling where they go. My only concern especially for the 50-foot buffer, is that goats. Well, number one, goats. They're very good at controlling all sorts of invasives. They will eat just about any type of plant, but they are very poor users of a dichotomous key, so they don't necessarily know what's the best or what's endangered and that sort of thing. So we do have to be very careful with that. The notice of intent is meant then for to help get some of the permitting requirements through natural heritage, especially as it relates to things around priority habitats around ponds and things. So that's the only reason why we went with the notice of intent. The other issue is that a small herd of goats with their hooves can be somewhat impactful to the soils, especially the moisture soils down toward the resource area. The one question with the notice of intent, we don't require any kind of stamp plan. It's just an aerial photo, so the cost is reduced significantly, because you don't need to have the cost associated with the stamped engineer plan.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ed. Yes, that was a good set of clarity.
Yeah. Thanks for explaining that, Ed. That the more detailed information is needed to kind of showing us in terms of what they want to do with both in the area of using it.
Yeah, we fully support it.
Yeah. So we have 3 enforcement orders. The first one, Diego L. Gaia 67 hectare Huckleberry Lane, Marstonville, Maps 102, Parcel 188, alteration of the buffer to a wetland resource area, vegetated wetland by cutting vegetation, removing soils, changing grade, and placing fill pour concrete in preparation for a proposed retaining wall. Brady?
Thanks, Mr. Chair. So Mr. Ayala, the homeowner, had expressed to us that he was worried about his driveway collapsing into his yard. It seemed unstable and wanted to put a retaining wall in, but started that work before getting any permitting. So you can see the wetland is very close to where the driveway is here, just south of the house. And these are some photos Ed took. It shows some preliminary cutting around the driveway, and There was some continued work. So we asked the homeowner to stop doing this work and in the meantime install some erosion controls just in case the driveway did start giving away, because if it had collapsed, that would have been even worse for the wetland. Here are some of the photos that the homeowner sent in to us showing the erosion controls. And so basically the enforcement order was saying that they should put in the erosion controls and then either restore the area or seek notice of intent permission from the commission for the retaining wall.
Thank you, Brady. Any question for Brady?
What's the resource, Brady?
I believe it's vegetated wetland, isolated vegetated wetland. It's near Shoebell Pond, but not attached. It's just kind of behind a bunch of houses.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think the homeowner is here. Diego, do you have any question for us?
Good afternoon. I do not have any questions. When I started the project, I hired a landscaper. I never know how to pull permits. If I knew, I brought down the right end to pull permits and go through the process just like everybody else. Unfortunately, I didn't. But yeah, I did stop the project, and I hired somebody else. And the landscaper and the guy that's doing the work, he hired an engineer. He sent me a copy of stamped plans. So it is my plan to file a notice of intention with the town. So this, so I can get the wall hopefully permitted. Yeah, like I said before, when I met with you guys, the main reason why I started the project was because I was worried that the wall that was there before, that was put together with stones, was going to collapse. My mother's with me, who's 60 years old. I have to care for her, so I am trying to do the best I can for both of us, and also improve the property at the same time. That's really it. So I'm hoping things are looking well. If there's anything else I should be doing, please let me know. Yeah, I'm here to help.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Just file the application so that you can get it approved quickly and then build your retaining wall. So that's all I can mention. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I have a motion to approve the?
Pete has his hand up.
What?
I got my hand up.
Oh, sorry, Pete.
So I just want to make sure that Diego is not being asked to remove any of the poured concrete. It seems like a very reasonable project to me.
Yeah.
Okay, Thank you.
Could I have a motion to approve the enforcement order as written?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Kashulek.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Dampu.
Aye.
Abadili, aye. It's approved unanimously.
Thank you. Good luck. There you go.
Thank you.
The second one is Frederick B. Jones, 4312 Main Street, Yarmouthport, map 351, parcel 031, alteration of the 50-foot buffer to a wetland resource area, vegetated wetland, cutting vegetation, removing soil, and change grades after unpermitted removal of a pool. Brady?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, commissioners, you might remember this property going before you recently for approval of a septic system. And you'll note it is in Barnstable Village, and the assessor's database has it as Yarmouthport. So it is in this town, just to quell any fears. So there had been a very old pool. The homeowners described it as not very nice. And it was removed without our knowledge. And there was, on the plan for the septic system, I believe that area was marked as a dirt parking lot. So we were pursuing an enforcement order because there was obviously a lot of work done, and the wetland is quite close to the rear of the property. So we are asking them to plant a 5-foot buffer strip along the coral logs in the backyard to limit any other contamination of that wetland. Obviously, we can't ask them to put the pool back. So we're just asking for there to be some sort of mitigation planting. And these are all pretty standard rules for our native planting, but I asked them to do it by mid-fall.
Thank you, Brady. Any questions from the commissioner? None?
So I'm Craig with Down Cape Engineering. So we worked on this project here, and if I could just share my screen here. So I've got a draft plan showing that vegetated buffer strip, as well as a new driveway turnaround. Obviously, this area of 6A is a very busy area, so it's pretty important to be able to get into this property, be able to turn around, so that you're not trying to back out onto 6A. So this draft plan just shows a little turning area in the area of the pool. So we've got the area, the 5-foot strip of some blueberry bushes, and then most of the rest of it will be restoring that lawn area with some fescue grass. And this owner is looking to sell this property. He is remorseful that this pool was removed without permission. It seems like the contractors did a lot of the right steps here. They did put up a nice core log fence against the wetland. So just if you have any comments on this draft plan, we'll be finalizing this to submit to the commission.
Okay, thank you.
Brady, you okay with that?
Yes, I believe this is what we had discussed. Yeah.
Okay. Any question from the commissioner? None? Could I have a motion to approve this enforcement order as written?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Schuler,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Bampu,
Aye.
Abadili, aye.
Good luck. The last enforcement order is Ogler Shermanak York, trustee and Trout Hill Realty Trust, 30 Lawrence Drive, Marksville, map 101, parcel 062. Failure to comply with the ongoing conditions of a certificate of compliance, SE 3-5814. Brady?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So Ed, myself, and Dan Ojala from Down Cape had visited this property recently with Olga to discuss the mitigation areas there. And we had realized there had been some loss of shrubbery that was supposed to be down by the water here. And so we asked those to be replaced per the conditions. All the plants that were planted are supposed to be retained. So we're asking them to be replanted in a more suitable area amidst the rest of the mitigation plantings. This borders a Great Pond, Hamlet Pond. So we thought probably be replaced. So I issued the enforcement order saying that they had violated the ongoing conditions of the certificate and that they should put those shrubs back. I think we suggested high bush blueberry on site, but they have all the native plant options that we normally give out.
Thank you, Brady. Any question from the commissioner?
Yeah, yes, John.
Jeff?
Sorry, Tom. John, this is the site that we visited together.
Yes.
And I'm confused by this result right here, because this is the project that I believe they're doing a big addition that hasn't even started. Am I correct? As another phase?
There's another project. This is for an older project.
No, I get that, but the replacement area is effectively the part of the new that I just saw in the plan you presented was as part of the new planting plan for the new order. Do you follow me?
Yes.
So I don't see that. I don't see where this ties together here.
No, it's two separate things here, Jeff.
Right.
So,
No. I understand it's two separate things.
yeah, yeah.
But my point is the relocation is into an area that's in a different manner.
Are we
So
getting double?
If I could clarify, because I think I understand what you're asking there. I believe our plans for that addition did show the previous mitigation areas. So I don't think the previous mitigation areas were counted as the mitigation for the new addition.
Right.
If that's what you're asking.
And then one of the conditions in the enforcement order is to asking the homeowner to plan the mitigation planning under this order before they start the construction on the new order.
Wasn't that also part of the order that we issued?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was Ed's suggestion. I think was a good one.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, my point though is that with all the construction of the addition, the new relocation area is in my mind, unless I'm not perceiving it correctly, is a chunk of it's going to get wiped out in the construction of the new addition.
Now, if I can, just to make things clear, the mitigation area for the old project is being supplemented back toward, because you were concerned that there were plants missing and it was being mowed. So we've spoken to the homeowner about the mowing. They're going to stop the mowing. There will be some supplemental plantings that are going into that old mitigation area. And that will bring them back into compliance with the old mitigation and from the old project. And then you have the new project that has an additional mitigation area, more landward of that old mitigation area. All of the mitigation areas will be completely planted prior to any new work that's going on under the new order of conditions for that addition. So mitigation will be completely filled in and installed prior to any of that further work going on. So everything is getting covered. It was just there was a process that we needed to do in order for us to get the permission to correct the old mistakes from the old mitigation area, and then tie that into the mitigation area that's being used for the new project. So I think we're all good at this point.
So you're not concerned about any overlap with the old and the new, Ed? You're good?
No, there's no overlap. They'll be next, adjacent to one next to the other.
Okay.
Any other question from the commissioner? Thank you, Ed, for the explanations. None. Could I have a motion to approve the enforcement order as written?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Shulett,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Zampu,
Aye.
and Bedili votes aye.
Thank you. Thanks, Brady. Let me take
Good job, Brady. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me take things out of order. Let's go to the certificate of compliance. Lynn Candelera, SE3-5728. This is a denial. So let's Katie explain that to us. Katie.
Thank you, Tom. My name is Catherine Pollock. I am the Conservation Assistant for Barnstable, here to give the staff recommendation. Let me share my screen. Give me 1 sec.
Coming.
Can everyone see that?
It's coming. Yep.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So this is the certificate of compliance request for SE3-5728 at 11 Harbor Bluffs Road in Hyannis. The applicant is Lynn Candela, who is also the homeowner. This right here is a picture of the property before any work had taken place. If you could pay just close attention to the patio area right here. Right now, it's flush with the edge of the house. So the proposed project was to raise the existing dwelling within the existing footprint with a new foundation to conform to FEMA standards. The proposed project also included an expansion of patio. As you can see, there's a half moon shape adjacent to the existing patio, as well as an addition of patio just below the structure. After review, the commission felt that this portion of patio was too close to the wetland, and so the plan was approved subject to a revised plan that removed this portion of patio, which you can see on the right-hand side. This is the approved plan of record. So this is just a close-up of the approved plan of record. Also, there were existing hedges right here, and those were proposed to be removed and replanted with native plantings to account for this addition of hardscape. So on the right-hand side is 2021. Initially, it looked like the project was going according to plan. You can see that they added that half moon shape of patio. On the right-hand side is an aerial image from the property when I went out for the compliance visit. As you can see, the patio was significantly expanded upon what was approved, and in doing so was extended closer to the wetland. There was also an addition of a fence area right here and here, and then 3 platforms for the house. We had received an extension request for the property to add a second floor and stairs from each entrance. After meeting with Trisweller, their consultant, he had explained to me that the building inspector told them that they would have to walk out onto platforms, not stairs. Taking that into consideration, those still would have had to been mitigated for. Using aerial imagery, a rough estimate, there was an additional 300 square feet of hardscape added within the 0 to 50 that did not receive approval from us before doing so. And then these are just some site visit photos so you can see for reference. As you can see, the new patio is flush with the platform extension, and there's not that much room. So 300 square feet in the 0 to 50 would have required 1,200 square feet of mitigation. Given the constraints of the yard, I just don't think it's feasible that they would be able to keep this hardscape and plant the mitigation required for it. There was also some patio or pavers that was added here and here, which you can see in these photos as well. So taking everything into consideration, the staff recommendation is to deny the certificate of compliance as it was expanded significantly based on what was approved without receiving prior approval from us to do so, and the matter be moved to enforcement to bring the project into compliance. At this time, I'd like to open the floor to any questions or concerns from the commissioners.
Thank you, Katie. Any questions from the commissioner? John?
Yeah, thank you, Ted. Cater, I'm not sure whether this just goes to Kate or to Brady or to Ed. Given what they've done, they've got to come. I mean, I certainly agree with Kate's recommendation. We should deny this and go to an enforcement. But I mean, what's kind of stuck here? Either they got to remove the hardscape, or they've got to do some mitigation planting, which Kate says probably they don't have the space to do it. So we do have options for that, but there are options we really don't like. So, boy, this is going to be, Ed, am I wrong? This is kind of going to be a sticky situation.
It is very sticky, which is why we're recommending the denial and sending it back to your lap. But yeah, I think you're certainly going to need. You're somewhat limited in the availability of mitigation area. So I mean, certainly we're going to have some either, like I said, we're either going to have to remove some of the hardscape or try and fill in the best we can, and that would be up to the commission as to whether or not it's an acceptable level of mitigation. But yeah, it's not a straightforward, simple fix at this point, which is why again we're moving toward the denial phase. You may be able to do this through an amended order, maybe, and trying to maximize the amount of mitigation that you have, but again, you'll be deficient, I think, in what is owed. Just correct me if I'm wrong, if that statement's wrong, Katie. But I think we would be deficient.
Well then, Katie, you just threw it over to Brady's side of the table. Thank you.
Ed, Pete?
Yeah, this I agree with you, John. Sticky here, but also Completely agree with the denial here. And my concern, given all the years I've been on the board here, that, again, let me try to understand what was done here. We have a significant, the original project in front of us was a significant expansion of the footprint or of the entire building, or is it mostly just going to second floor? What did we?
So the proposed project that they were gonna raise the dwelling to conform to FEMA standards. They had submitted an extension request to us where they did lay out that they were going to be adding a second floor with stairs. Our main concern was that they had also added platforms, which, though something that could have been mitigated, this patio area was expanded. So not necessarily the footprint of the house, that appears to be the same, but the patio area right here was significantly expanded.
Okay, because as I'm looking at these two pictures, the current one, essentially the I guess it's the second floor that projects towards the water, looks quite a bit bigger roof than the one on the left. Certainly, I see the patio is greatly expanded,
right?
But the actual the footprint of the interior is the same?
So it looks like they did add a little bit of area here. They did roof over the platform. I'm wondering if you can see it from.
Oh, okay. So
here you can kind of see those areas. So this portion of house, it looks like they bumped it out, but they didn't bump out the footprint necessarily, but it's still patio area. This portion right here might have been an extension as well. And then it looks like they had roofed or added a roof area. The aerial imageries can look a little bit off too, but it doesn't look like the footprint of the house is significantly expanded beyond right here. It was just the way this aerial image looks with the patio beneath, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and also I think creatively keeping the area at the ground the same, but expanding with all those bump outs. What I'm seeing here, fellow commissioners, is my concern being build it and ask for forgiveness afterwards, which does not sit well with this commissioner. So certainly a denial on this certificate of compliance, and I'll be very interested in seeing what the applicant and their agent come forward with for remediation, because as I said, this looks like, to me, build it and ask for forgiveness later. Thank you.
Peter, if I could add into that, Tom, if it's okay. Yeah. I think, Peter, your concern is exacerbated by the fact that I could see them coming back and saying it's mitigation constrained and therefore we'll do offsite or we'll do money in lieu of. And you and I both know those are not very pleasant options for us as commissioners to accept. So I think there's a real exacerbated problem here, given the site.
Yeah, yes, exactly, John.
Yeah. The other things too, we have to take a look in terms of from the engineering plan wise, the space comparison and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So take a look at that to see what other thing that we can do. So I don't think that we would entertain any mitigation, a lieu fee and that sort of stuff. That's not right. So
well, we can't prejudge that, but Tom, you maybe
I know. Any more question on this one? Could I have a motion to deny this COC request?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Bishulek?
Aye.
Lee?
Aye.
Sampu?
Aye.
Abadili? Aye.
Thank you, Katie.
Good job, Katie. Good to see you.
Good to see you. We have two RDA. The first one is Cheryl Gardner to remove beech tree that has beech leaves disease at 175 Holy Point Road, San Diego, as shown on the assessors map 232, parcel 017. Is the homeowner?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Not bad.
They don't necessarily need to do that. No. Yeah, they're good.
Go ahead.
Hi. I was notified that by a certified arborist that my beech tree is probably in its second year of beech leaf disease and needs to come down. So I applied. I talked to Kimberly and the folks in her office and would like approval to get my tree cut, please.
Thank you. Is it within the 50-foot?
Yes.
Usually we were looking for a replacement tree.
Okay.
You can talk to the staff, the location, but I think that's what we standard protocol is.
Okay.
Any question from the commissioner?
I have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
Driving from Centerville on Route 28 all the way to the Mashpee Rotary, on both sides of 28, there's significant tree damage along, and it's more than beech trees. There's oak, pine. What disease is on those trees? Do you know? Does anybody know?
My guess is it's a cicadia damage from what I read. Ed or somebody else, or Pete, maybe you will know better, but cicadias drop when they're going to lay their eggs there. They tend to slit the trees, and that causes the damage to those little end leaves.
Because it's like brown all the way up 28. I don't know if anybody's driven up there in the last week or two, but I thought, okay, I don't want to buy those trees.
No.
I'm not an expert, man, but that's what it. But Pete or somebody else, or Ed, does anybody know better than that?
Pete?
That sounds reasonable to me. Actually, my comment here is, boy, it's sad to be losing that tree.
No kidding. It's my shade from about 10 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Exactly.
It's beautiful, but.
And the arborist said, again, I'm just beginning to become aware of this beech tree leaf problem and there's nothing that can save it.
Nothing it's apparently it's all over the Cape. It's been in the Cape Cod Times, which I don't get because I live off Cape, but the trees are just everywhere. And he said you wouldn't notice them. A lot of them are in, the woods, but if they're in somebody's property, they're definitely getting it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Any more questions from the commissioner? Channel 18, any public comment on this one?
Seeing none.
None. Could I have a motion to approve this as a negative determinations and need a replacement tree within the 50-foot buffer?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Surely. Jeff?
Yes, aye.
Lee?
Aye.
Dampu?
Aye.
Bedelia, aye. It's approved, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Yep. The second idea is Stephen F. Madden's removal of 3 dead, diseased, and or dangerous oak trees, significant pruned 2 other oak tree, plant 5 new apple and or stone fruit trees further west of the house located at 95 Eel River Road, Osterville, as shown on the assessors map 116, parcel 121. Arlene?
Thank you. Arlene Wilson here for the Maddens. More tree trouble. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. So the Madden site, unfortunately, has a grove of mixed oaks adjacent to their patio. And they've started with an infestation of something called crypt gall wasp. I've had a client in Harwich about 10 years ago who had a problem with this. Fortunately, it doesn't spread very quickly or very widely. But if you've got a grove of trees like this and the wasp gets in there, you're likely to lose them all. Much like the problem with the beech trees, there's very little to be done about this, apparently. So there are 3 trees that are essentially dead already. We're asking to take them down. They'll be cut to grade. The stems will be ground and they'll be planted over with grass. There are two more that are badly infested, but the owners would like to save them as long as they can. So they're to be significantly pruned in the canopy to try and get rid of the branches have infestation now. It is likely, I am told, that other trees in this little grove will also show signs of the wasp infestation within the next few years. We're asking that if that occurs, we be able to deal with them administratively with staff. The applicants would like to plant a small grove of fruit trees to replace the biomass of the oaks. Some of you might have gone down property, the Mattee, and the area they would like to plant the fruit trees in is adjacent to their beehives. It's also fairly close to the edge of the BBW and in an area of lawn, so it'll help to get rid of some of the grass that's there now. The trees that get cut and the branches that get cut apparently need to be removed from the site and burned to get rid of the wasp. I'd be happy to try and answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Arlene. Any questions from the commissioner?
Tom, I was wondering if Jeff, with your background, Jeff, have any knowledge of this? Jeff Schiller?
No, I mean, the beech trees are very prominent. It's one of the first times I've seen or heard of the oak trees getting hit in this fashion right here, but I mean, I think it's great that people are this proactive on this type of stuff and looking to move on this in this fashion right here. No, I have no issues with this.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. Pete?
Yeah, John, per your question, I had not heard, I know gall wasps, generally fairly benign, but I just quickly looked up the one advantage of being here at home, the crypt gall wasp, and yes, they can kill black oaks. And they, at least AI generated a quick answer for me that as far as black oak survivability, they can be pretty bad. So Ms. Wilson's presentation here does make sense.
Thank you.
So I don't think that we have any question in terms of what is being proposed, but except in the future, I don't think that we have done any blanket approval in terms of getting the staff to do the administrative review stuff. I think it should go back to the regular process in terms of talk to the staff whether they need to come back as an RDA for the additional tree removal. Is that okay?
We would prefer that we be able to deal with staff administratively. The other oaks that are likely to come down are not in the 50. One of the present trees is part of the reason we're here, and because we're doing 5 at one time, but we would hope they would be single tree operation for the remainder if they get infected, which is something we probably would do with staff anyway.
Yeah, yeah, but I wouldn't go for a blanket approval in terms of just to give the staff for the administrative review stuff, but just go with the staff, let them see what the condition is and see whether it need to be go through the LDA for approval or whether they can approve it or not. So
I was wondering if Ed had a comment, Tom, to your...
Sure. Ed?
Yeah, I would just agree with that. I don't know if there's any blanket statement needed. I just think you know, if you have an issue, come to the staff and we will make the appropriate decision as to whether or not we are comfortable in dealing with it. If it's in the 50 to 100, or if for whatever reason we feel that we need to move it on to an RDA, we will do that at the time, but just handle it one case at a time.
Thank you,
That's
Ed.
good to me. I'd agree with Tom and Ed.
Channel 18, any public comment on this one?
Seeing none.
Could I have a motion to approve this as a negative determinations, and any future tree removal need to consult with the staff for additional permitting or the staff approval?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Kishuli,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Dampu,
Aye.
Abadili, aye. It's unanimous.
Thank you. Good luck, Arlene.
Thank you.
We have two NOIs, Constance Cochran Miller, trustee, to remove a portion of existing driveway and to construct a pool and patio at 507 Seaview Avenue, Osterville, as shown on the assessors map 138 parcel 029-002. John?
Good afternoon, John O'Day from Sullivan Engineering Consulting, representing the applicants. I will pull up the plan for you all. This project is located at 507 Seaview Avenue. The resource that we're dealing with at this site is flood zone only. We have about a 1 acre site, a house that was built early 1900s. We are looking to construct a pool area, a corner of which is mapped within the flood zone, right in there. And no wetlands within the vicinity. The work is really just kind of contained within this box of the house. I'd be happy to answer any questions the commission might have.
Thank you, John. Any question from the commissioner?
Thank you, John. That house is all being reconstructed. I was out there today. There's all kinds of construction activity in that, right? The house.
When I was out there staking the pool, they were definitely doing stuff inside. I don't know if it's kitchen or flooring or what, but there was contractors' cars in there.
Yeah, I thought. Okay, thanks.
Any other question from the commissioner? Channel 18, any public comment on this one?
Seeing none.
Could I have a motion to approve this project as submitted?
So moved.
Second?
Second,
Roll call.
Schulich,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Zampu,
Aye.
Bedelia is aye.
Good luck, John.
Thank you very much.
The second NOI is Robert and Pamela Grindley to demolish existing single-family dwelling and construct a new single-family dwelling with patio and spa and all associated appurtenances and vegetated bank restorations at 64 Bayview Road, Osterville, as shown on the assessors map 093 parcel 054. The applicant has requested for a continuance without testimony to August the 5th. Could I have a motion to continue this applications without testimony to August the 5th?
So moved.
Second,
Roll call.
Kishuli,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Zampu,
Aye.
Abadili, aye. Motion's carried.
Our next hearing is June 22nd at 6:30. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
Roll call.
Kishuli,
Aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Zampu,
Aye.
Abadili, aye.
We are adjourning at 3:59.